What's going on, everyone? We're going to take a look at Tesla, do a little technical analysis. Now, Tesla has been absolutely getting destroyed, right? So it's not my job to kind of figure out, who's selling, what big insider is offloading shares on Tesla, causing it to go down. My action is just simply to identify my edge, which is my strategy, find those trade setups. Majority of the trade setups have been to the long side. We kind of had that little bit of a bottoming out process on Wednesday where we had a little bit of a 2-day relief bounce. Tesla did bounce. It was up $1.36, 1.12% on Friday. Now we closed at 123.18. I've got a few supply and demand levels kind of marked out kind of to help me navigate. So as we can see here, this squiggly line, this white line that I have here on my chart is the 20-day moving average. We are looking at the 1 hour time frame. Now we've got a lot of consolidation from around Thursday to the close on Friday. You can see creating a bit of a ceiling here as well as a floor here. We've got that ceiling at 124.50. We've got that floor at 118.43. This is a trading range here. So depending on the type of trader that you are, you could either do one of two things. You could short into this resistance at around 124.50 or in this area here. Use that as your stop loss. If we do close above it, you can exit the trade, kind of maybe change your bias, and then trade back down to the middle of the range, 122, 121, with obviously knowing that 118 is going to be your floor. Or you can kind of wait for the breakout, right? So the breakout is going to be any close on a 1 hour candle. If you're using the 1 hour chart over 124.53. As soon as you get that close over 124.53, you can wait for the next hour candle to kind of set up, confirm those highs, take the long, and you're going to want to take profits into 129.78. Now, it doesn't mean that the price has to get to 129.78. For me personally, I'm a day trader. I'm a scalper. What I'm looking to do is identify the setup, find my edge, and then take that trade using the 1 hour time frame or the daily time frame, and then kind of manage it on the 5 minute. So if I can get into this trade over 124.53 and it gives me 15, 20, 25, 30% fairly quickly, I'm going to take those profits, realize those gains, and then kind of see what we do from there. Our next supply around that 130 mark, we're going to need to see, do we get rejected there, kind of come back down. We can maybe play range bound down to 124 and kind of play that range until we, kind of seesaw around until we either break down below or kind of close above it, and then we can take another trade. Or if we do start to break down, let's say, for example, we have some gap up when the market resumes and we get over that 124.53, but we can never really hold it and we start to come back down. If and when we do lose that 20 SMA on the 1 hour time frame, I'm going to wait for the next candle to kind of confirm that, and I'm going to play that to the south side down to around that 118. Now, anything below 118 is going to be a breakdown of this kind of 2-day dead cat bounce. From 118.43, you've got room to 116.25, so kind of keep that on your charts as well. That high wick is going to act as a little bit of a soft landing here, but if we do start to crack below and the market is done with this little 1-2 day rally here, then what I'm going to be looking for is anything below 116.25. I want to play that back down to the south side. So we've got 108.21. Keep that in mind. That's an 8-point move. Does not mean definitely by any means that we're going to go down 8 points in one session. Although with Tesla, anything is absolutely possible. But if I can get the close below 116, wait for the confirmation, get that next hour candle to confirm those lows after a consolidation or a little bit of a bounce, and then we start to get that washout, again, I'm going to take the short position below 116, and then I'm going to try to ride it for 20, 25, 30%. Now, you may be thinking, why would I only take my contracts 20%, 25% if there's a potential for an 8-point move to the downside? Because the way that I trade, I don't care about the 100% gain. I don't care about the 1,000% flashy social media post that, I made 500% on this trade. To me, that means absolutely jack, what, because I'm so confident in the way that I trade. And I'm also realistic in the way that I trade, that I can go through the stocks that I like to trade, which is stocks in the NASDAQ 100, the big tech mega cap stocks, and I can kind of identify these setups on a day in and day out basis. I don't need to make 100%, okay? I understand that it's possible. I understand that sometimes we get into a trade and it just kind of goes, but I'm also realistic in a point where I just want to be able to identify these setups and take the trades, realize my gains, get out, look for the next one. Okay, come back tomorrow. find that setup, wait for it to confirm, take that setup and rinse, wash, and repeat. I like doing simple things over and over and over. To me, that's how I'm allowed to be consistent. And for me, that's also how I'm been allowed to be in this game for over 5.5 years full time and trading for around 7 years. It took me about 1.5 to 2 years to kind of understand that psychology part that, hey, you know what? Can this trade go for me 500%? Sure. But the more times I'm looking for those big winners, the more times I'm getting absolutely destroyed. I can find 20 to 30% winning trades more so than I can find that 100% winner. I hope that makes sense, right? If anyone's out there is going to tell you that, well, you sold way too early. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, right? But the way you have to look at it is that if you're always kind of just trying to hit the home run and you're always trying to make as much money as possible, how many times have you been in a trade where you've been up 30, 35%, had some sort of emotional bias or some sort of greed factor that's in you, and that trade either breaks even goes red, or goes down from 30% to 8%? How many times has that happened to you? How many times have you had 1, 2, 3 winning trades, and then you go and take one bad trade and just blown up gains from the past 2 to 3 days? How many times has that happened? If that hasn't happened for you, then you're doing a phenomenal job. But if that has happened for you, there's some issues in your trading psychology and mindset that you need to kind of rewire. Okay, if you are looking for more information on how to rewire that, maybe you need a coach, maybe you need someone to actually break down your psychology, or someone to actually back test your strategy and break that strategy down and kind of see what you're doing wrong. Definitely join the Discord. I'll be more than willing to help you out when I am not trading my own personal trades. Or if you would like to join the community and maybe work with me one-on-one and kind of understand and grasp what it is that you're doing wrong on a day in and day out basis, okay? Because technical analysis is very, very easy. Okay, setting up your charts is very, very easy. What is hard is how to execute and actually be consistent on how you execute. Hope that makes sense. I will see you guys all in the next video. Good luck to everyone who's going to be trading Tesla this week. Let's have a phenomenal 2023. Let's forget about 2022. When the trading sessions resume, we are on to a new year, new goals, new objectives. Hope that makes sense. See you guys all this week.